Greetings, ladies and managers, and welcome to the latest edition of Tales from Outer Space, where I take stories from across the internet and read them for your entertainment. As you can see, I'm still in my underweather hoodie, so I'm still not in tip-top shape, but I shall be soon. Anyways, more importantly, onto the story. Shooting Stars, written by Coyote Havoc. Personal log, Void Marshal Canthus, Galbrae Imperium. I should have known. From the first time we encountered the humans, I should have seen what humans refer to as red flags. "Why is it bubbling?" I asked, looking at the dark brown, almost black liquid, encased in a solidified hydrocarbon container. "We call it a soft drink or soda. The bubbling is a result of pressurized carbon dioxide suspended in the liquid to the point of saturation. When the pressure is released, it bubbles." I would later learn that the carbonate component was harvested from a dead volcano under one of their smaller cities, Jackson, Mississippi, in the former United States of America. For the life of me, I cannot remember the name of the soda, but I remember being horrified that this race would dare to build a city on a volcano active or extinct. Humans. The soda was a peace offering, as was the beer that contained the same bubbling effect, but produced by bacteria. They enjoyed drinking the alcoholic soup of bacteria fermentation and consuming another bacterial fermentation item containing capsaicin they aptly called hot sauce. Only a race of lunatics would consume poison for enjoyment or build their dwellings on natural disasters. And they enjoyed it. They relished defying the gods. Perhaps that's why we befriended them so enthusiastically. We Galbrae are no stranger to extremes. We do not consume toxic liquids or build anything near unstable ground, but we enjoy pushing ourselves to extremes. For instance, we have the fastest ships in the galaxy and race them for entertainment. Another example is our competitive nature. We also share another extreme with the humans: violence. Much like the Galbrae, humanity has conducted multiple wars upon itself. They even tried to exterminate their own species a few times. Another red flag. It went largely ignored by our shared appreciation of heroes. In that same conversation, we had our third red flag. They had harnessed the destructive capabilities of atoms before discovering FTL travel. Indeed, they did not use conventional engines, but 2 rings of exotic matter. A trade secret, but connected to their atomic weapons somehow in order to create their warp bubbles. Our fourth and final red flag came to light while visiting one of their volcanoes that they had turned into a park. I was assured that we would be safe as long as we followed the rules. Those rules: do not attempt to cook anything in the hot spring, do not stand next to the geysers, unstable land, stay on path, and so on. The sheer insanity of the space called San Francisco, being built almost on top of a plate boundary that was active, but also less than 100 kilometers from a volcanic field, and had the audacity to name the place Clear Lake Volcano Park. And just to add a touch of flavor to the madness, they made alcohol in between a ferment of grapes that they called wine. Humans. One of the rules caught my eye, however. If you see bubbles rising from the lake, inform the park ranger immediately. The event was known as the Limnic Eruption and reminded me of our first encounter with humans 3 cycles ago. That sickly sweet carbonated drink. The type of event was rare and maybe had something to do with the soda, but it was the same reaction. They had learned from the many naturally occurring calamities of this planet. I should have known that they were one of these calamities. In 5 cycles, we had formed an alliance. Trade was very good between humanity and Galbrae, as well as both of our soon-to-be-discovered neighbors. Taxelican were the first mutually discovered sentient species, a gastropod species similar to human snails, but 3 meters long and 2.5 meters tall. Not only were they terrified of soda and beer as we had been, but also unable to tolerate sodium chloride. Oddly, they loved capsaicin-laced peppers. Visani Kess, on the other hand, could consume anything. They were another mammalian species covered in thick soft fur. Humans called them trash pandas at first, but soon learned to appreciate their scavenging and ability to create starships out of that trash. There was a third species we discovered, a Coldasif, they called themselves. They exist as I record this, but only for a few more rotations. I wish there was a way to, but they called us upon themselves. Cold as Yif were encountered only 180 rotations ago. We don't know much about them, except that they are xenophobic. Their religion, it seems, led them to believe that they are created in the image of their gods. Humanity also believes that, but not to the same ends. Cold as Yif attacked our four-species alliance at first contact. Anything not avian as food was their only statement. Humanity's first survey fleet was captured. The crew, even human children, were eaten alive. Humanity mourned their losses for one of their months, about 30 rotations. Cold as Yif took this as a sign of weakness in their new prey and consumed an entire colony. 1 million humans unceremoniously ripped apart by talon and beak. The carnage was broadcast back to humanity. That was the breaking point for them. Personal log continuation. Void Marshal Ganthus Galbrea Imperium. It has been 3 rotations since humanity struck back at the Cold as Yif forces. All the warnings about humanity that went ignored came to fruition 17 hours ago. I can't sleep now that I've seen what they are capable of. While I can confirm the horrific nature of the Cold as Yif, I can also now attest to the inhumanity of humans as well. Compressed gases, fiery eruptions, weapons that harness the atom, all of it unveiled in all of its natural beauty and horror. Above the Cold as Yif homeworld, their fleets gathered in one final defensive stand. Our alliance voiced compassion, demanded unconditional surrender of the avians. They refused, of course. Not that humanity would have listened anyway. "We do not negotiate with food," was their only reply. The human admiral only nodded and made a weak gesture with her hand. "That was not a request," she replied weakly. "It was an ultimatum. May the universe forgive us for what we do now." In that moment, the secret human weapon was revealed. A large metallic sphere emerged from humanity's largest vessel, named Apollo. The readings from my bridge officer suggested highly compressed hydrogen. Compressed gases escaped my mandible as the realization of what the humans had created struck me. The Admiral turned to address me in our private view screen. "Remember that day I took you to the Bighorn Mountains and we watched the shooting stars? I could only watch in awe and trepidation as the sphere was ignited before both fleets. My mind went back to all those years when I visited Wyoming for a meteor shower with the same woman who had handed me that soda so long ago, and now stood in godlike judgment of an entire race. The miniature star flashed to life, so bright that even with the polarization of the bridge viewport, most of us covered our eyes. The Admiral's shaky voice came over the private view screen. "I'm so sorry that you had to see this." The miniature star, caught in the gravitational pull of the Cold as Yif homeworld, began its slow and inevitable descent onto the planet. Her voice is what keeps me awake more than anything right now. A constant sobbing, "I'm sorry," as the human-created star slowly orbited, descending with each rotations, and shattered the only world Cold as Yif had ever inhabited. The only comfort I can take is that they are allied with us. They were never, right? Humans. End of story. Story number 2. Going to work during the end of the world. Written by Poseidon __.
Michael?
Yes?
What are you doing here?
Working?
Why?
Because I like to get paid.
Territories have thrown a bomb into the sun, and it will go supercritical before tomorrow.
And?
It is likely to end the world.
Then why are you here?
I like that one flavor of shrumpel chips. I've never found them anywhere else, and I've got nothing else to do because the world is ending. I'm sure as to go. Not going to work. To work.
Fair enough. I'd like to be home with my wife, but no. Lacey has to have this done by Monday, and I'm not getting fired over the end of the world.
Michael, Lacey does not exist tomorrow, let alone Monday.
You say that now, but I'll bet you a bag of those shrimple chips she'll still want it on Monday.
There will not be any of the smurble chips for you to bet me, because I'll be taking all of them from the vending machine, because it is the end of the world.
Oh, that just means that you should keep a bag in reserve to give me on Monday.
There will not be a Monday or a Tuesday for that matter, because this planet will be scattered apart in atoms. Oh, whatever happens when a planet is caught in the blast radius of an exploding star.
Just watch. With my luck, I won't even get a hazard pay, even with all of the riots going on. Just then, the lights flickered and then went out. Michael sighed. Still probably not getting any bonus for this. One sec, I need to call Lacey. Smeagol just stared as Michael pulled his communicator out of his pocket and proceeded to initiate a voice call. Hey Lacey, yep, still working on it. Not sure if I can get it to you on Monday. The power just went out. I'll see if there's a backup generator, but I doubt there is. I'll need to go out and buy one myself and set it up tomorrow. Yeah? I can probably get it to you on Tuesday? Yeah, sorry for the inconvenience. The world's ending and the Xenos here are going nuts, yeah? Yeah, I know. Well, I've got to get going. I have some other project I can do without power to the building that needs doing. It's not like anyone else is going to do them. Could you? That would be great. You know, Lacey, you're not so bad. Say hi to Harold for me. Yeah, later. Smeagol was still staring. I'm still willing to make that bet, by the way.
You know what, Michael? Sure. If we are all here on Monday, I owe you a bag of Schmerple chips, whatever flavor you want. Even if it doesn't exist, I'm leaving and I'm eating every last bag except for one, just to humor your insanity.
Awesome. See you on Monday.
No, you won't.
Breaking news! Business Company Inc. saves world. Humans insane. Monday as usual.
Yes, they are in fact insane,
Smeagol said to no one in particular as he rode a shuttle to work Monday morning. Michael was going to be unbearably smug. End of story. I'd quickly like to thank the T5 peeps: Cold War Boomerwaffen, Severin Cerberus, Bushmaster 177, Henry the Red, Caspar Arnholtz, Cold War Boomerwaffen, Elijah Silvercross, Dragzoon WRE, and Severin Cerberus. Thank you very much.